here, it's like 2 seconds in, I would start the first pattern interrupt. People kind of feel like, oh, there's something still coming right here, but it's not. Sneaky, I know. What we're doing here is basically, I'm trying to craft a narrative. Why do some reels blow up while others just can't seem to get it right? Well, I took a look at one of your videos with a very good idea, but kind of a bad execution, and I tried to fix it. Because the idea is one thing, the execution is a whole different chapter. And we're gonna deconstruct the whole thing. I'll show you firsthand how I change things, why I change certain elements you just need to change, and what you always need to think about in order to craft a potentially viral reel. First thing being this clip of Carl, who is actually a musician, so it's always kind of hard for musicians, and he's doing the whole thing of, you know, walking up to strangers and showing them what they think of my content, what they think of my music. So generally speaking, I think the idea is actually pretty good. It's kind of interesting, but there are some issues. Let's take a look at the video first.
All right, so we're out here with
Annabelle.
so I got a new song coming up called Girl Got Knees. So I'm gonna make you listen to it and then film your reaction. That's fine?
Perfect, yeah.
All right, cool.
Late night, preference for your day. GRW and I don't even need.
I hope we're not gonna get flagged in terms of music from your music label, Carl. Please don't
Yo,
do it.
honey, you wanna on the slave, one and only for tonight.
Okay.
Haven't fallen for the bay. Met him on the side, he be something like a casual and.
So Annabelle, how did you find the song?
I thought it was really good. It was actually amazing.
I really like it. It's like a nice late night drive. I'm just jamming in my car.
I really love the beats, the lyrics also. Your voice is amazing.
Pretty catchy, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I really liked it. I was really surprised.
All right, appreciate you, man.
It's the vibe you're on, you only pretty
All right.
boy, consuming. Consuming.
First of all, cool song, to be honest. Immediately, I found a lot of issues with the whole video. So, perfect example. Well, guess what? I checked it out before so that it would actually fit in this video. But there are a few major issues that I'm not sure we can fix. First of all, being the audio quality. If you hear, there's a lot of background noise, actually. Algorithms don't like noise. And sort of bad audio. People also don't. What a surprise.
All right, so we're out here with
If you can hear, there's like some screaming in the background. Also some very high amount of noise.
No.
so I got a new song coming up called Girl Got.
That being said, the start and the hook and everything there is very, very weak. And to be honest, it just sucks, the whole hook. And it takes way too long to get into the point. If we can see just the actual hook, you know, let's say the first 2 seconds or what.
All right, so we're out here with
All right, we're out here with
Annabelle.
so I,
Annabelle and Pratt. What? But let's actually take a look at how long it takes until people kind of get the context and know what's up, know what to expect. Because that's the most important thing. People need to instantly know what to expect. And then at the same time, you want to make them curious as to wonder what's going to happen next. It takes about 5 seconds until we even know that this thing is about music and about rating music.
so I'm gonna make you listen to
Especially because there's no text talk.
it and then film your reaction. That's fine?
Perfect, yeah.
All right, cool.
And generally speaking, in the whole video, we're missing some level of suspense, something to anticipate, right? Something that makes us curious. Because right now it's just, okay, I'm just standing here and just listening to my song. Cool. Now, that's actually an issue that I see, especially with musicians. Usually I call it the bullshit radar, but in this case, it's more like a shield, because usually with whatever shield you need to kind of pierce through, it's with emotions or with, you know, obviously with good music or with good craft, with suspense, with something to anticipate, right? Some sort of emotion. Right now, there's nothing here in that video. So what we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna try to find a different hook, first of all, try to see if we can rearrange that whole thing and try to find a different hook inside this whole video. Now, here's the thing. I did some research before and I saw that there seems to be not a lot of competition out there. And if there's competition, it's very weak in terms of the views, where people just go up to strangers and show them, well, ask them, you know, listen to my song, rate my song, which usually means a few things. Either the idea itself is very weak and people, you know, there's just no demand out there for it, or it's really just mostly boring content and all these creators have no idea how to actually present it as well as they could. Could be. If that is the case, we have a content gap basically, and we could just go in and just make it our own thing. Or, which is probably the case here, this whole thing needs some sort of spin to it. So, because remember, we're always talking about we need an emotional aspect. We need some sort of anticipation. And we kind of need some hooks, some emotional hooks to that the audience can kind of latch onto. And with that here, with the way this video is made and recorded and set up, there's just, in my opinion, no way to kind of craft an emotional sort of hook for people. Now, I did some more digging, and I think I found out the answer on how to make a video like this perform well. It has to have some sort of spin to it. For example, that one did really, really well, and I can tell you in a second exactly why that is the case. Mom hears my song for the first time. Very nonchalant. He's sitting there with the mom, and just this first screen, if you take a look, it's kind of awkward a little bit, and also with the emojis. So this whole thing already, that's sort of the micro story. We're wondering, what is it about the song? What is the mom thinking? What's going to happen? And especially we have some emotional hook basically to latch onto because it's the mother and son. So it's just instantly a different sort of dynamic as opposed to just some random stranger and the musician just walking up to them on the streets. In that case, it did actually pretty well. And then you can see her genuine reaction. The whole video. And it's kind of layering up to itself. Also, him kind of with the micro hooks, can't tell if she really likes it. Keeping us kind of wondering ourselves, does she like it or not? Another pattern that I also saw was friends reacting. This is a lot better generally than just strangers reacting, which makes me kind of think that possibly this video, at least the source material that we have, is not strong enough to even repackage. So that being said, we're still gonna do it because I wanna kind of show you how I would do it. So first of all, we're gonna put some text there. I'm just gonna take some of the fonts that I usually use, and then we'll just try to make it look more beautiful because I also have a Safe Zone template taken right from the Creator Mentorship program or the Creator Club Pro. We have it in there as well. Should we give it away? We'll give it away. We'll put it inside the free Creator Club that everybody can join. So instantly, if we just take this off, and this instantly looks better, even though it's kind of hard to see. Plus, the text is a little bit too big. Let's just make it, for example, let's just try. We just have to try. The most important thing here is not making this overlap with the background, which in this case, it's very hard because usually I'm just trying around here and there's barely anything that makes it not sort of overlap with any part of the song. So any part of the song picture. Also, if we make it black, that usually means we have to put some text box or something. So I'm just always trying to see how to make the hook more visually appealing for people. But one element that we're definitely going to borrow from this asking my mom are the emojis. And the only point of having these emojis is basically just to create question marks in people's minds. Usually it needs to go together with the whole vibe. Obviously we can't influence that right now. Ideally you already kind of plan that beforehand. If we think about storytelling and all the storytelling elements, what do people want to know here? They don't want to know about your music in this case. Sucks, but that's just the way it is right now. They just want to kind of get their fix for something. In that case, if you start with a hook like this, they're waiting for a reaction and they want to know if it's legit or not. They want to also know what you feel because you set it up kind of with these emojis. So we want to narrate sort of your feelings, what you think. Here, it's like 2 seconds in, I would start the first pattern interrupt, zoom in, kind of narrate what's going on through your mind. Sort of like, can't tell if she likes it. Similar to basically what we saw from the other one. Now, in this case, we don't want to focus on two different characters. Because right now, the second dude would come in. But in this case, I don't think this will help the whole narrative. So we need to kind of fish for footage that we can edit in. And then I would do another narration just because. Did she just laugh? Something along those lines. Obviously, it has to be on the level with your branding and with the way you want to be or with the way you actually are. So if that's something you would never even think or say, obviously think of something different or leave that whole thing out. And then we're kind of craft the narrative that yes, she liked it. So what we're doing here is basically, or what I'm doing here is I'm trying to craft a narrative. So, you know, instead of just asking random people and just getting the reaction, we ask somebody, we're nervous, what she thinks. The audience also wonders, what does she think? Does she like it? We can tell, we kind of narrated the inner monologue, the inner voice of the hero in our story, of the character of our story, in this case, Carl, and then kind of up the stakes because people are like, did she just laugh? We could kind of fabricate that here, fabricate it, and then make him wonder, kind of drag out the whole retention curve, and then we'll give him the resolution. Yes, she liked it. And that's what we're going to do here. And that's all that it needs to have, in my opinion. Maybe we can also give Carl the emotional resolution of saying, okay, thank God she likes it, or something like that. Right here, kind of cut to the reaction of Carl. Maybe kind of here. Too short. This one, kind of, he looks like happy that she likes it. Amazing. Okay, let's again from it. Then from here, we're like, oh, I think she likes it. Maybe an emoji or not, let me know. I have no idea about emojis anymore. And then basically here, some sort of narration from him. Let me know if you liked it. Kind of boring, but actually okay. I don't think there's an issue here. And then we'll cut it up and end it right in the middle of some sort of action. You know, people kind of feel like, oh, there's something still coming right here, but it's not. Sneaky, I know, borderline illegal, but here's what my version looks like. Oh, and here, yeah, she likes it. Maybe here just another, yeah, she likes it. Kind of like that. Then maybe just have this come in a little later to not overload people. Because one thing, basically never giving people an opportunity to think, just overload them at all times. Right now, we want to give people just a split second of time to think and to not overload them, right? To kind of breathing room for the brain. Okay, so it's me from the future. A few days later, I looked at the whole video again, and it kind of fell off, especially with her reaction. That's another important thing. Sometimes, obviously, it's not sustainable all the time, but sometimes it's good just to wait, let's say a day, give it some breathing room, and after a day come back and take a look at either your script or your video or whatever it is, your edit, and then you'll see this whole thing with a fresh set of eyes, which, yeah, in my case, showed me some issues, which is why let me show you what I changed in the meantime. Yeah, so what I changed was actually here, this smiling reaction was basically the same 3 times in a row. I mean, it's still the same here and here. But what I actually did was I took the same clip like from here and I zoomed in and I reversed it. GRWM, I don't even need to say. Maybe even make it a little slower. That's another learning point for you guys. At some point, it's just okay to just leave it. Think of the things you could still fix, but still publish it. Go about your day. And the next time you create a video like this, keep all of your learnings in mind. To not just go completely crazy, because that's a big thing too.
Day, GRWM, I don't even need to say. You wanna be on honey, you wanna on display. One and only for tonight, having fun for the bay. Met him on the side, he be something like a casual and.
Yeah, all right, that's just what I wanted to say. By the way, let's not talk about this. Somebody fucked up my haircut, but this video is one of many repackaging content breakdowns to come. This first one, you know, the whole full breakdown of this whole thing will be available inside my free Creator Club community, totally for free. Next ones will be inside the Creator Club Pro. Let me know actually what you think of content like this. Is it too long? Is it too boring? And then you will watch this video that the algorithm thinks you'll like. Easy as that.